today we're just having candid conversations. People normally haven't met before they get into this interview, so it's really a candid conversation. You introduce yourself to each other, to the listeners, and then you just talk about the same industry because you all are all in the same industry, ironically, but never having met each other in your own backyard.
All right. Well, I'm Roosevelt Beckles. Born and raised in Indiana. My father's from Barbados. Worked at Chrysler, third generation, 97 years in my family. Grandfather, father retired, closed, relocated to Illinois. 16 years. In the process of that, I started about finance. I opened my own financial services firm, did that and worked at Chrysler for 8 years. Transferred up here 2 years ago to work at Warren Truck. They were working too many hours, took away from my business. Tried to retire. They wouldn't let me retire, so I walked away last March 12th, and I have licensed in 28 states. I have 2 offices, 3 offices. God, I forgot that one. And I specialize in index funds, and I take an education-based approach. I want people to understand how money works. My greatest thing, what I want to do is I want to stop how I was raised. Money wasn't discussed in my household. And when it was discussed, it was always with a negative aspect. I don't want future generations to have these conversations. So I educate people. You want to know how stocks work? Let's talk about it. Index accounts, let's talk about it. Life insurance, let's talk about it. 401ks, 403bs, let's talk about it. Teach them how to read their statement. Teach them how debt is a tool. It's not a monster. Teach them how it works. We do these things, and that's what I do. Education first, and then after I educate, I give them access to companies and concepts. I have 200 plus companies at my disposal.
All right.
Hello, my name is Reginald Ballard. Born and raised from Detroit, Michigan. Cody graduate, Michigan State alumni as well, 2015. And pretty much what I do is I am a financial advisor sales representative within the retail banking world between banks and credit unions. But I also do my own business on the side, which is pretty much financial consulting. And the goal with the business that I particularly started is to reteach us about money, to retrain our process and our thoughts about money. So pretty much develop those things, what I like to call the money habits, that will later on down the road get you, I would like to say, constructive on building the foundation that you really want to get to the dream of your ultimate goal in life. So that's pretty much what I do. Heavily invested within the youth. One of the reasons why I came out today, I love investing in the children because by the end of the day in my industry, you don't see a lot of people like us. I didn't see a lot of people like us in college. I didn't see a lot of people throughout my life. So I love investing into the youth, and that's what kind of brought me out here today.
Great. Well, thank you so much. My name is Erica Hall. I am a registered investment advisor here in the state of Michigan. I've been in the financial industry for over 23 years now. 13 years ago, I moved from the big house to starting my own firm. And same thing, passion about lack of financial literacy, knowledge, not being taught, why we so broke, why we start off behind, stay broke, and then our parents can only take us as far as, they were able to go. And so I wanted to make a difference and a change, and when I discovered the world of investing, this light bulb went off, this fire just lit up in my belly, and I've been on fire ever since. So I take it to everywhere I go. It's my conversation, and I really tried to go into the schools and teach the young folks, but that was some bureaucracy to get through. So I figured out that I gotta have me a platform. So I got a platform in the church. I'm an ordained minister, and I get an opportunity to preach about it every month, every time I take the pulpit. And so I'm excited to sit here with you guys today because that's where it really comes from. All that knowledge is everywhere, right? with the internet, with social media platforms, people can be inundated with too much knowledge. The key is, in the role that we play, is that we have to help them figure out where to put it. Where does it fit, right? As you said, building the foundation. Roosevelt, you started off talking about that, how we say we started a business. How do you start a business? How did you start your business? How did you get started?
I got started because I was tired of being broke. I recently got married, and my wife's from Antigua, so when she came to the States, she didn't have a lot. I had a storied past. I did a lot of unsavory things when I was young, like most of us do. Mm-hmm. But God gave me a second chance.
Yeah.
So I didn't realize it till I got in church that He gave me a second chance because He wanted me to show people that if you do right with another opportunity, you can go all the way.
Yeah.
But I was broke. I got tired of $80,000 to $100,000 a year, and I'm only paid from Friday to Wednesday.
Yeah. So your lifestyle, leveling up and making an impact, or even just changing your situation. Mm. So what was the first thing you did? Like, what were some of the things that you did in order to change your situation?
Personal development. Personal development is the key. I started reading books. Mm-hmm. Rich Dad, Poor Dad, Think and Grow Rich. Yeah. My favorite, The Power of Positive Thinking, Norman Vincent Peale.
Yeah.
So I started reading these books, and then people started telling me about different books: Money, Wealth, Life Insurance, the Retirement Miracle.
Yeah.
And I started reading these books, and then I started searching. Mm-hmm. What I found out was that working all these hours, being a father and a husband, I didn't have time to do it all.
Yeah.
So I needed someone to guide and direct me. So being in church, they started doing financial seminars. I started going, I started implementing, I started working with that. And someone took it upon themselves to coach and mentor me.
Teaching old dog new tricks. Mm-hmm. So it's only so far above my age that certain people are going to be willing to learn. Mm-hmm. But if we can invest in the youth and really get them to understand what's going on, the changes that's happening, things like the NIL that's coming on.
Yeah. That's
getting ready to change the entire game of college.
Already has.
Scholarships, how athletes are getting scholarships, how they're going to get paid. There's been plenty of top coaches that's already came out and said, hey, you have to fit the team now. There's no more just sitting on the bench. You got a full ride scholarships. If you don't embrace certain college programs, you might lose that scholarship. And there's going to be a lot of players, unfortunately, going into this new season that's going to lose their scholarship to someone else. So we have to get our youth prepared for what's coming. And if we don't get them prepared, we're going to wind up in the same boat.
We're looking to launch. I think I should have everything geared up. Just working on the connections now to get into the schools here, but I think I should have everything geared up that we're going to be opening financial literacy into the public schools of Michigan.
Question to you is, you mentioned one of the programs that you're working on to put into the community. What is that program?
We have a curriculum that we put together about financial literacy. We're expanding into high schools. I'm already in high schools in Chicago. Mm-hmm. We're looking to open up in Atlanta, Indiana, and I want to open it here. Okay. So we're looking to bring that here. Because what a lot of people aren't realizing is that they just passed a law. So you cannot graduate high school without a half a credit of financial literacy. Mm-hmm. But this is the thing. They're going to continue to give us what they've been giving us.
Correct.
If you teaching someone and giving them a half a credit and graduating them from high school, and the only thing you taught them was how to balance a checkbook, is not helping someone go into the workforce. if you're not teaching them about the rule of 72, if you're not teaching them about interest rates, if you're not teaching them about good, bad, and different of debt, if you're not teaching them how to track, regenerate, and structure their lives based on what they want to do, where they're going, and how they want to do it, if you're not teaching them things that they can instantaneously apply after high school to their life, you're not helping.
Towards the realm of finances, when me and my colleagues graduated, we found ourselves in a loophole that we couldn't get out. You're graduating with debt that you can never pay back from student loans. The average payment is already $300, $400. You finding out that your degree is not worth what you thought you was going to make in the industry. So for me, coming from graduating from Frank County High School, we didn't have any of these programs. We didn't have any of these programs. We didn't have anything that the children were able to do today to inform them about the hardship that's going to come along with going to college or not going to college. So my goal was to create a program and put that program inside schools from a financial literacy perspective. And as I continue to do that, bring on, you as yourself, other gentlemen and ladies that I work for with different banks, credit unions, and different wealth management firms and insurance firms as well within the financial literacy industry. And that's why I'm so passionate about it, because we have to teach the youth what we wish we would have known when we were a teenager or when we were going into high school, going graduating from college, in college. If we don't teach the youth that, they're going to be in the same situation that we were in.
Nothing changed.
So now, as we all know, you're stuck in that same generational curse. The only way to get out is to teach the ones below you.